Kia ora whanau, just wanted to talk about something that I think is really important when you're learning Te Reo Māori, and that is not getting caught up in converting English sentences into Te Reo Māori word for word, because it never works out right. So in English, there's so many times that we say things and we know what the meaning of these things are, but if we took the individual words and looked at them quite literally, if we took everyone quite literally, it just wouldn't make any sense at all. And the problem is, in that instance, you can get caught up trying to convert all those words into Te Reo Māori, and then you've just got a sentence that doesn't make any sense. So I'll go through some examples to try and make it a bit clearer. So the first one is on top of the world. So we might say this when we're feeling really good about ourselves, oh, I'm on top of the world. And it's really describing a feeling of elation, a feeling of feeling good, not physically being on top of the world. Like, if you try and convert that, translate that into Te Reo Māori, it just won't make any sense, because we're talking about a feeling. We're not talking about the location of where I am, and that being on top of the world in this case. The next one is, I'll get you for that. Like in terms of revenge. So, I'll get you for that. We know that when someone says that in that context, that they're talking about revenge, but what does get mean? If we took that quite literally, get, I'll get you for that. Get who for what? It just doesn't make sense. The next one, I'm going to be the best. Now this one is, I'm going to be the best at soccer or football or something. Now the word to get caught out on here is going, because when we say going in other sentences, like I'm going to the shop, we're talking about physically going somewhere. And if you try and take I'm going to be the best quite literally, you end up with using the word haere in there, which means to go, when really we're talking about a state. We're going to go from this state of where we are now to a higher state somewhere else. We're going to sort of transform in a sense. So that's another going is a really tricky word in English, and then try and translate, I think, into probably any language. Another one is the foot of the bed. So we know where the foot of the bed is. It's at the end of the bed, but we're not going to talk about a bed having an actual foot in Te Reo Māori. The body of an essay. We know that within an essay, the body is really the main part. Or the central part of the essay. So we're not talking about the actual body of the essay, because the essay doesn't have a body. I have a body, the essay doesn't. The essay has a section that has all the key points, but it doesn't have a body. I don't have time for that. That's really talking about being busy and being too busy to do something. Not about actually having time, because I don't have time. How can I have time? It's not something that I can literally have. It's really about being overwhelmed and consumed by other things that stop me from being able to do another particular thing. Another one, we can't catch the train. Well, not many people can actually catch a train. You can't actually grab hold of the train while it's going at 100 k's an hour. We're talking about the method of transport in this instance. So we can't catch the train. We're not able to be transported via train to where we're going. And so they're the examples I've got here, and that's just one thing to be really careful of. You've got to really start thinking about what you're saying in English, and does it make literal sense? Do the words make literal sense? If they don't make literal sense, they're not going to work in terms of just trying to translate it straight over. All right, that's it from me. Good night.